Consultancy, training and advice from The IT Service. www.theitservice.co.uk.
Hello. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at how to sort data. Not the way that you might be used to sorting it, which is fairly straightforward, vertically, but horizontally. What I have here is a set of data representing some sales figures. I don't want to know whether Ford was better than Fiat and Fiat better than Toyota. What I want to know is which month was my best month for sales and which month was my worst month. Now in this case I've only got 6 months. It's pretty easy to see which month is the best and which is the worst just by looking at it, but that's not always the case. Say I had products listed down the left and salespeople across the top, and had a team of 40 or 50 salespeople. I want to know which salesperson is performing the best and which is performing the worst. It's going to take me quite a lot of time to visually figure that out by looking at the totals across the bottom. So the tool we have here is going to save a lot of time in that kind of scenario. You may well be familiar with the standard sorting and filtering buttons in Excel. They're just up here on the ribbon on the Home tab. In Excel 2003 and earlier, these tools are under the Data menu, so you would go to the Data menu and then select Sort to get these same tools. If I want to sort vertically, which is the normal way, I have tools here. Sort smallest to largest or sort largest to smallest. But that's not what I want. Again, I want to sort based on the total sales so that I know which month was my best month all the way down to which month was my worst month. In order to do this, in order to sort horizontally rather than vertically, I have to dig a little bit deeper. The first step is to select the data to be involved in the sort. The data I don't want to include, this heading set here. I don't want to include the names of the vehicles I'm selling in the middle of the data, and I don't want to include the totals column here. It's obvious that the total will be the highest value because it's the total of all the other values. So I want to select the months across the top, down to the values across the bottom there that represent the totals. And that's the first thing, to make sure that the data that you want to sort is selected. Once that's done, we go up to our Sort and Filter button, or again in earlier versions of Excel the Data menu, choose Sort. And in here we can see the usual options, but none of those do what we want, so we're going to select Custom Sort. Once again in here we've got the ability to sort by any of our months. Don't want that, don't want to sort by July and get the highest figure for July at the top. Anything like that. So instead we're going to use the Options button here. Clicking on the Options button reveals some other choices which will help us. Here we go. I want to sort left to right. As all these tools, it's easy when you know how. There's nothing difficult about this tool, but just being aware that the tool is there will help you to perform this kind of operation. So I'm sorting left to right, click OK, and I just need to tell it what it is I want to sort by. I want to sort by the total here and get the highest value first. Total's in row 9, so I'm going to sort by row 9. Based on the values in that cell. I'm not going to sort it based on the color or anything like that. And I want the best month first, so largest to smallest. That's it. Click OK, and I can see that August was the best month, 362,500, through to July being the worst month, 297,250. That's all well and good. I've done the job I wanted to do. But there is one other little thing that needs to be done. What if I want to put the data back where it was? Now obviously in this instance I could simply hit undo. That will revert the data back to where it was. But what if I've done a whole lot of analysis? What if I've created charts and done other work? What if somebody has sent me this file and I've opened it and it's already sorted? I want to put this back the way it was, but I can't for some reason use the undo tool that obviously in this case I could actually use. In order to revert this data, what I need to do is sort it by this row here, the row across the top representing the month names. So I'll select the data, including my months again, the data and the totals at the bottom, the same values as before. And then I go back up to Sort and Filter, back to Custom Sort, same as before. This time I'm going to sort by row 4. Row 4 is the one that contained my month names. I'm going to sort based on the values again. But A to Z won't do it. If I say A to Z, then I'm going to end up with August 1st and then December and then July, because it will sort the months alphabetically. So we've got to be a little bit more careful and say, no, don't do that. Sort it in a different way, based on a custom list. Now these custom lists are the ones that Excel allows you to fill data. So you can type January, fill the data down, it will give you February, March and April simply because it's got those names built in as a list. But we can also use them as here for sorting. One other little word of caution, I've got the full month names here, August, December, November. If you've got the full month names, you've got to choose this one here, January, February, March. If I had Jul, Aug, Sep, I'd need to choose that one. For some reason Excel won't pick up the short version or the long version and use them interchangeably. You've got to actually select the one that you're using in your data. So I'm using the full months, so I'll choose that one, click OK, and there we go. I'm sorting by row 4 based on the values in the order January, February, March. When I click OK, my data goes back to where I wanted. And that concludes this tutorial on how to sort data horizontally.